What is up, everyone? I'm Scratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another King Arthur Legends Rise video, and guess what, guys? I am not alone on the channel today. I have Big Papa Drock joining me here to talk about the new big update that just got released in King Arthur Legends Rise that is introducing an amazing game mode, Clan Wars. But before we get into that, I just want to give a massive shout out to Nat Marbles for sponsoring today's video. And what's up, Big Papa Drock? How you doing, bro?
Yo, Scratch, my man. Doing great, dude. Super stoked to talk Clan Wars with you, man.
Absolutely. How are you finding it so far? We already had a battle, right? This is basically the second battle starting in about 5 minutes at the time when I'm recording the video and stuff. How are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, honestly. I've definitely given some thought to the mode. The funny thing for me was, my team just went in there and annihilated everything, so I didn't have a chance to even get a battle in. So I'm glad that we're starting this right when it kicks off, so we're guaranteed to get some type of battle in. But I think it's pretty cool, and definitely anything that's clan versus clan type of competition gets my juices going. So I'm stoked.
Absolutely. I pretty much feel the same. The first match was kind of like a quick wipeout with the clan. And by the way, guys, if you want to download the game, you can do so by clicking the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. You can help and support the channel by doing that. And just to get you guys started, I actually have some promo codes for you. So when you start playing, use this coupon code and you're going to get 10 special summons, stamina, some other goodies, as you guys can probably notice on the screen, and summons start directly with a legendary. You're gonna get the guaranteed legendary Morgana in the very first 10 pull. Now, I'm gonna have a limited amount of codes, guys, around 150 of them, so I won't be able to send them to you individually. What I'm gonna do, either I'm gonna copy paste all of them in the pin comment, either I'm gonna put them in a Google Sheet and pin that in the pin comment and in the description. First come, first served. And if you want to come and join us in King Arthur Legends Rise, guys, I have one of the most active community clans in the entire game. We have over 22 active clans. I will leave the link for the Celestials in the pin comment so you guys can jump in there and come and join us in King Arthur Legends Rise. Who knows, we might be battling together in the next Clan Wars. But basically, guys, I'm quickly going to brief you a little bit on how the game mode works. And then the main thing that I want to cover in today's video is basically how we are preparing for it. How are we setting up our defense teams? What exactly we need to basically do in here. And of course, what heroes I'm using, show you the builds and stuff. I'll take Big Papa's Drock's ideas on it as well. So this is the Clan Wars. Basically, you're going to have a league and you're going to have seasons. So the league is kind of like an arena league, basically, where you're going to be able to slowly climb up, higher and higher, accumulate points. Then each season will last for 1 month, and each league will have 3 seasons. Now, during one season, you're going to get to battle 6 different clans, basically. And as you guys can probably notice on the war schedule, you see we had one on Tuesday. Today is Thursday, so we have another one. And Saturday, we're going to have another one versus another clan. Then it's going to be a bit of a break. And later, we're basically going to have another Clan Wars starting during this season. The rewards are pretty juicy. You're gonna get some new currency for the new shop from where you can actually purchase tons of awesome goodies, including guaranteed legendary hero tickets. You're gonna get summons for the relics. You're gonna get memory stones, tons of awesome rewards, including stamina. So definitely do not miss out on the game mode, guys. Now, when we are actually setting our defense, I quickly want to jump in it because I have 2 minutes left, so I can actually show you everything in here. It's pretty standard, like in most of the games, in terms of how everything looks. So you basically have your fortress right here, and you have a lot of different towers, barracks, warhouses, signaling towers. We actually have quite a few different buildings, and each one of them will have different types of buffs when you're setting your team. So that's very important as well, to make sure you're putting the right team in the right tower to ensure that you're basically utilizing the buffs that you have. Now, on top of that, each one of the buildings will have, of course, environmental effects. You guys know the drill, how it works in King Arthur. On top of the elemental affinities, you have environmental effects. Some heroes prefer day, some night, some rain, and they actually gain additional stats. Then, of course, you have your castle, which needs to be defended. And every player can put in 2 defense teams, guys. Okay, and then once the war starts, you're gonna wanna hold your tower to make sure that nobody is actually wrecking you, and you want to defeat the enemy. As simple as that. Plus, every single clan war on top of the rewards that I've previously mentioned, you're gonna gain tons of other goodies as well. And this is how the map actually looks. And my defenses are in this foothold / tower. I'm gaining extra attacks. So basically, as I mentioned, you're gonna have 2 defense teams per player, at least for the very moment. Later on, you're gonna be able to basically get more teams in. 2 players per tower, except the castle. You can upgrade. The castle to gain slightly higher builds as well. Stats, not builds. And yeah, that's pretty much it. To kind of like be brief on it, guys. Because the main thing that I want to focus on is basically how we are preparing for it. How am I building my characters? And if you guys want to find out more details about Clan Wars and King Arthur Legends Rise, make sure you head over to Big Papa's Drock's channel, because we will have a different video in there where we're going more in depth and talk about other things. Who knows? Maybe we're even going to talk about some offense, right, Big Papa Drock?
Oh, baby, I can't wait.
Exactly. So, what are some of your most favorite heroes in the game, actually, before we dive into that?
Bedivere.
Bedivere, huh?
Bedivere. You know, there are a couple that I really have come to love. Bedivere tops the list just because his damage is so monstrous, and I've been incredibly lucky to pull quite a few of the copies of him. But I'm also liking a couple of the rares a lot. Like, I use Clementine in so many different teams. Which I think she's busted, and she's a rare. So yeah, there's a lot of champs that I've really come to enjoy.
There are definitely a lot of solid rares as well, actually. And probably you guys noticed already, we don't have a epic color in the game. To be honest, the rares are kind of like the equivalent of epics, and tons of them are really, really powerful. So let's talk a bit about a couple of different strategies for PvP. So speed is king, guys. Everybody is going to get this legendary for free. And let me tell you one thing, she's the most powerful legendary in the game, and that is Morgana. And yes, you're gonna get her in your very first stand pool when you start playing King Arthur Legends Rise. So don't be wasting time. Click on that link and download the game, guys. So I guess you're very familiar with Morgana. You know her capabilities. You know how powerful she is. And right now I do have her equipped with a different relic. So I'm quickly gonna change to the fire relic, because that's mainly the better one for PvP. And I'm quickly gonna explain you why, guys. So speed is king, as I mentioned. She has this skill where she attacks all enemies, and she has a chance to decrease the attack gauge on the enemy. The attack gauge is kind of like the equivalent of turn meter, right? So one of the main strategies, one of the strongest strategies in the game, is basically have her being the fastest in the team, dropping the enemy's attack gauge, and never allowing them to take a turn, right? So that's one of the strategies that I'm going to use for one of my defense teams, and I'm quickly going to show you after exactly what other champions I have in the team, sorry. She has very good passives as well. So when we're talking about the equipment, how you have your Morgana build, for example, Drock?
I've got, just like you, extremely fast, so as high as I can possibly get her, but as much effect accuracy at the same time, because I really want to make sure I land those attack gauge decreases, as well as land her debuff and her buff strip. I mean, once you get her passives leveled up, that skill 2 is just so incredibly filthy in PvP. And I agree with you, Scratch. I think she's the best overall legendary in the entire game, and you can use her everywhere, but for PvP especially, she is just nasty. Just nasty.
Absolutely. Really, really powerful. Brings defense down, brings sleep, crowd control. She brings so many different things to the table. Absolutely amazing, amazing hero. So at the moment, I have mine still built more kind of like geared towards PvE in a way or another, because she's not as fast as I would like her to be. Initially, for PvP, I think I would like to maybe put her just on a speed set. I don't have a lot of good pieces from the speed set to get to crazy speed, right? But if you're going to use an attack speed set, you're instantly going to get 30% attack speed on top of everything else that you have. So the main thing is, when you're building her, guys, as he mentioned as well, you want to have very high effect accuracy. So you're going to use effect accuracy necklace. Then right here on the earrings, you can use either hit accuracy. You can use different things depending on what exactly you are planning to do with the hero. Attack speed on the ring, that's key. Having more attack speed on the magic orb, once again, is key. Effect accuracy on the belt, and having pretty much whatever on the banner that gives you speed, right? The more speed on the banner, the better. So my stats are pretty decent on her. I have her at around 243 speed at the moment, 65 effect accuracy. So she's not doing too bad, right? I've seen some much faster than mine, but at the moment we're still early on in Clan Wars. I'm not expecting to have the most challenging matches, so I'll definitely be considering after I'm gonna farm some more speed gear to change her set onto that, right?
Yeah, that's pretty fast. So that's not bad, especially for, you know, a relatively still new account, right? Like definitely some people are up over 300 speed, but you know, anything close to 250 and up speed wise is going to be great. And if you're getting anything above 65, 70% effect accuracy, you're probably cooking.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, because you were talking about Bediver, he's gonna be like the GOAT of the team. He's gonna be the main damage dealer in the first team that I'm building, guys. And you wanna build him on attack, a crit rate, or a crit damage set, or even a counter attack set, whatever gives you the best stats, and then a strife set for the bottom pieces. And these are kind of like my total stats. I'm gonna kind of like let you guys know that I have a good amount of attack at 5.1k, decent speed at 188. I only have 71 crit rate on him because I don't want to build him with full crit rate. He already buffs with crit rate, right? And 103 crit damage. You want to make sure you have enough hit accuracy. So in case if some of you guys might not be familiar, you will require hit accuracy to ensure that you won't miss the hit and you will still deal the damage versus the enemy, basically. But we have an attack on the necklace. We have a crit damage on the earrings. We have an attack speed on the ring. I have attack on the belt right here. We have hit accuracy on the magic orb, and I have crit damage on the banner. What about you, Drock? How you have your Bediver build?
You know, I've got him actually in an attack set. So like I've got attack and crit on him right now. Definitely Strife. I think Strife is the most insane set in this
crazy good
game. It's so, dude, it is absolutely clutched up for me in PvE content so much, and there's no doubt in PvP it will do the same. So there's some similarities. Your build is a little bit faster than mine. You know, mine isn't quite that speed, but I mean, honestly, if you're pumping attack in this dude and you've got, you know, at least 60% crit rate is kind of where I aim. So I try to hit that 60% crit rate just because with that A2, you're basically guaranteed to get the extra damage. So yeah, I mean, he's such a hard carry, Scratch. I mean, incredible the damage that he does, not only single target, but also AoE once you get his passives maxed out.
Yeah, he's an absolute freaking monster. And just to complete this strategy, guys, I will use a healer, of course, which is going to be Gillian, just to kind of like give a bit of support to the team. She's going to decrease some of the attack gauge as well, and she's going to increase some of the attack gauge on my heroes. She's the best healer in the game, absolutely amazing. So the build for her is going to be basically vigor, health, and try to get as much health, speed, and recovery as possible, and you will require effect accuracy on her to make sure you're decreasing the attack gauge. But the key next to all of this is basically Sergius. You're going to be able to get this hero for free by playing Arena, and you can buy him from the Arena shop. Now, basically, what Sergius does, if you just buy him from the Arena shop, you're going to get him with the Storm Relic. But once again, by playing for free, you're going to be able to get a Fire Relic from the clan shop. So, with his A3 skill, he will basically increase the attack gauge on all of my team by 60%. So basically, the whole strategy works in the following way. I have Morgana going in with the A2 skill, dropping the attack gauge. I have Sergius going in, increasing my attack gauge, which basically means that I'm instantly going to take another turn, no matter what the opponent does, pretty much. And then I'm just keeping them in this loop till I'm killing them. So that's the whole idea. Once again, you do want to have Sergius as fast as possible as well. I have him at 202 speed. He is on a vigor set, an accuracy set. The reason why I have the effect accuracy is mainly for my PvE builds, because It does debuff on bosses and it's pretty important and stuff. But other than that, that's basically one team cooking. And this is one of the strongest teams in the game.
Yeah, it's interesting, Scratch, because we have a very similar philosophy, but I haven't had a chance to build my Sergius yet. So I'm taking a little bit different tack where I'm also like, yeah, Morgan, Bedivere, Gillian. I feel like that's the way to go. But then I throw Clementine in there to do attack gauge decrease. So I've got the inverse where I'm not necessarily speeding myself up as much, but I'm slowing them down more.
As much as possible, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see the different sides of the same coin, basically.
Absolutely. You do have quite a few different options. So we have around, what, 70 heroes in the game or something like that, maybe slightly more. I kind of like lost count. But you do have a lot of diversity. They have very unique skills. You're not really going to find the same one doing the same thing over and over again, right? Where they're just basically repeating under a different skin and stuff. So that's a very good thing because it really gives you a lot of options to build a team and really create a unique strategy, you know? Basically tailored to you. Now, I'm not sure. Have you summoned for Ceres, the new hero that was added to the game?
So I've gotten her, but again, I've yet to build her.
Right. So in my opinion,
I've heard she's good.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think she's amazing for PvP, and she's basically the counter to the team that I've just mentioned before. So on her own, she can counter all of that voodoo magic that Morgana does. Of course, you will either require to have her faster than Morgana, either you will require to have a high chivalry on her, which is basically utilizing the dupe system. And right here, you're going to have the chivalry. And once you reach chivalry 8, she will basically put a self buff on the entire team when the battle starts, which will not allow the enemies to decrease the attack gauge on your team. So basically, it's completely killing what Morgana does. So really, really amazing. So I'm using this for my second team. So I'm going with a team that's basically controlling the attack gauge on the enemy, and with the second team, I'm going with one that the enemy cannot control. You know, so I'm trying to basically play it around like that. So she's gonna be part of my team. Super amazing character, looks amazing as well. Vigor set on her with accuracy. Actually, yeah, with accuracy on her too. 1 second, I can't remember why the fuck I have accuracy on her because I don't think she needs it. So let me just quickly check that. Yeah, she doesn't need it. I don't know why I have that. Let me just quickly change it.
Leave this in for sure.
Yeah. I don't know why I have it though, to be honest. Like it's that's super odd.
That's incredible.
That is super odd.
Man. That is hilarious.
Let me just
I got accuracy. Why the fuck do I have accuracy on her? Oh man.
That is one, yeah.
I love this. I love that shit.
I know you need accuracy, bro. Let me just go back. She removes buffs. I forget about it.
Okay.
I forgot. Okay. I thought so. Like, what the heck? Am I going crazy here? So I have her built on a vigor set and an accuracy set. On top of her super powerful passive or skill that actually buffs, she can remove buffs from the enemy as well. So once again, as much speed as possible, 247 speed on her, 87 effect accuracy, and then basically just survivability and everything else that you can get on her to make sure she's staying alive. But speed is going to be the main priority. Then in this team, I'm actually going to use different damage dealers. I'm gonna go with Kai. Do you like Kai? Everybody gets her for free as a rare hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Very solid.
Super solid hero as well, guys. And I have her built on an attack and a counter-attack set. And that's mainly because she works really good in PvE like that. And in PvP, she has a very high evasion rate. So if the enemy doesn't have enough hit accuracy, how many times probably it happened to you as well, right? They don't.
I'll never forget. You can't hit him. You can't hit her. Like literally, I faced her in arena once, and she almost soloed my entire team because I could not hit her.
Because of this evasion rate, plus she gains buffs as well. So it's absolutely massive. if the enemy just doesn't have enough hit accuracy, she's going to slowly wipe the entire team off. And she's a rare character, really, really powerful, guys. But these are the total stats on her. I'm not too proud of this build, not as proud as I feel with Badiver, to be honest with you guys. Then I'm going to use a crowd controller hero. We're going to use Lot in here. He's a very powerful character as well, which basically will self-buff. And every time your allies have the buff from his A3 skill and they hit the enemy, they will have a chance to freeze them. So that's going to be absolutely massive. I actually prefer to use him over Merlin a lot. How do you feel about Merlin and how do you feel about Lot? Like, which one is kind of like your main preference for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm late to the Lot game, but now that I've started using him, I feel like he's so underrated, and I really didn't understand how useful his kit would be, especially like his different relics and where you can do with blocking passive, which can be extremely powerful in this game. So I think the biggest thing with Merlin is Merlin's got some really cool abilities. It's just the percentage chance to hit some of them can be a little low. Like his AoE freeze is kind of nasty. The fact that they can also res if you're below, I think 35% health, if he's been injured, is kind of a sneaky thing to get your team back in the mix. But I'm kind of with you. I think I like Lot a little more for PvP. But I think they're both viable depending on what your team construction is.
Yeah, 100%. The reason why I like him more is because, as you mentioned, Merlin has a lower chance to apply the AoE freeze, for example, right? And he uses the skill, and that's it. But then you have a Lot buffing your entire team. You have a different character, maybe even Kai or Morgana or whatever other character you might be using in the same team. She uses a skill, an AoE, she has a chance to freeze. Then you have your other character, your damage dealer. He uses an AoE or she uses an AoE or a single target, again, another chance to freeze. And then you have the Oblivion, which blocks the passive. So I find him pretty solid as well. Once again, Vigor. Vigor is the king. In terms of stats, guys, this is just too good because it recharges one of your Vigor bar when you're starting, and yeah, give him a decent amount of speed to make sure he's going in front of some of the heroes that are attacking before, right? In my case, we have Ceres that's actually going to buff, so she's not going to attack, so I don't necessarily need him faster than that. Some effect accuracy. You can get hit accuracy on him as well if you want him to smack a little bit. And the last character that I'm gonna have in this team is going to be Ain. Just trying to run it a bit differently. She does provide a lot of helpful buffs, right? She's an amazing support hero as well. Cleansing and all of the good stuff. Once again, it's gonna be a Vigor set. Decent T speed at 208. Not the craziest thing out there, but she does provide a lot of buffs, dot immunity, which won't be that relevant for it, but the main thing is that she cleanses. She has very useful passives, so that's basically how I prepared for Clan Wars. These are the teams that I'm running. I should be able to actually quickly show it to you right here in the tower. If we're gonna head over to ours, seems like we already absolutely smashed it. There isn't much for me to attack in here, even if I would want to, right? But I'm gonna show you basically how my teams are set up if I still have access to it. I'm not 100% sure. Seems like I cannot show it to you right here, but anyway, you've seen it when I was placing them. That's pretty much all for this video. Head over to Drog's channel to catch up on more information related to Clan Wars in King Arthur Legends Rise. And Big Papa Drog, was a pleasure to have you on the channel, brother, to kind of like talk a bit about PvP with you and stuff.
Dude, absolutely, Scratch. It's always a pleasure to get to hang, man, and stoked for us to do the next segment.
Absolutely. Big shout out to all of you guys for watching. Thanks again to Nat Marbles for sponsoring today's video. And if you want to download the game, don't forget, click on the link in the description down below and come and join us in Celestials. The link for the Celestials Discord will be there as well, guys. As I mentioned, the biggest active community in the entire game. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.